Hi, so about a year and a half ago, I did a 7-day sustenance challenge where I only consumed food that was grown in my yard or within like a kilometer radius of my house, meaning extremely local, within walking distance, easily attainable in my area. And I did that 7-day sustenance in the wintertime. And it was easy because I wasn't as active physically. The weather was cooler and I went to bed early because I tend to go to bed with the sun. So it was easy. And I was thinking recently, maybe I should try one in the summertime. So here it is, we're at the end of May. Coming into the beginning of June, and the days are long. I'm extremely active. It's one of my busiest times of the year, taking care of garden weeds, just doing all the things that I couldn't do during the cold of the winter. So here I am starting another 7-day sustenance challenge. I eat around 4 eggs for breakfast and lunch, whatever I find, and then dinner. So I'm going to get started on the eggs. An interesting thing about these eggs is that the shells are really strong. You hear it. Listen. They're really strong. And then there's the membrane just under that's really strong. And that's the difference between homegrown eggs, free-range chickens, and store-bought chickens. Store-bought eggs have a thinner shell, and free-range eggs that are homegrown have a thicker shell. It has to do with all the nutrition that they get from eating the ground. They find all kinds of little buggies, they eat grasses, they eat all kinds of weeds, vegetation, they eat leaves, all kinds of things in addition to the grain. I much prefer the taste, the flavor of a homegrown egg, and I also like the fact that I know what my chickens are eating, and they do a good job clearing my yard of weeds as well. So I'm gonna eat this. For dinner, I took a turkey leg out of the refrigerator. This turkey leg came from a turkey that I raised myself. I had 3 of them that I raised, and this is the leg of one of them. Now, my 7-day sustenance rule includes spices. In other words, I only use that which I can find in my immediate vicinity. So these spices I also grew. We have got ground myrtle berries. I dried the berries and ground them. We have parsley, we have cayenne pepper, and a little bit of thyme. Now I added water. Technically you could say, well, what about the water? It's not locally grown. Well, actually, I'm going to count the water because where I live, we have natural mountain stream water sources that I would be using if we didn't have it pumped in from the nearest lake. So I'm going to count water as being okay because we do have a local water source that I could use if absolutely necessary. Anyway, so I am going to put the lid on this. I'm using a glass container. It has a lid on it, and I'm going to put this in the solar oven for it to bake for dinner. The turkey is in the solar oven. It's all set up. Let's see. You can see the temperature is already rising there. So that's good. Only 5 minutes. So we'll be adjusting this throughout the day and have a good turkey leg for dinner. To go with my turkey, I've got some peas that grew in my yard. I canned them in March 2020. So I've got some peas, and then these are some potatoes that grew in my yard. And I will be using some of this for lunch. I'm going to make a potato salad, and some of it will go for my dinner. Potato salad, of course, I will use the eggs that grew in my yard and olive oil that the olives grew about a half a kilometer from me, and vinegar that I made myself from my own wine, and mustard seed that also grew in my yard. So that's how I'm going to make the mayonnaise for the potato salad. If I add these to the solar oven right now, they will be overly done. So I will add them later just to warm up once the turkey leg is done. The turkey's out, the potatoes and peas are in. I like to make the potato salad when the potatoes are still warm. Everything blends together better.